points, and the Nifty Bank is down 400 points. Across the board, there is heavy profit booking as far as the markets are concerned ahead of the weekend, and of course after a great record high and a fantastic run-up. Mr. Abhishek Basumallick, founder and chief equity advisor at Intelligence Capital, joins us. Good morning, Abhishek. How do you see sentiment on the Wall Street? Unexpected bout of profit booking.
I would say, first of all, good afternoon to all of you. I would say it is expected, right? I mean, today morning we saw new highs, election season, a lot of uncertainty. Everyone I'm speaking to says that, we're waiting for some more days. So it's like, you're waiting for the 12 o'clock, bell to chime to just be the last person out the door. So some people may be trying to preempt that and having some cash, but I think it's par for the course that some profit booking comes in at new highs, and then we sort of continue the way it was.
But Mr. Basumallick, do you expect this to be just a dip that will be bought, or could this be the beginning of a deeper correction that everybody probably is just saying that may come, but we do not know when?
I am absolutely in that camp, right? I also know, I mean, nobody knows, neither do I. No, Shell is laughing. He's as good a person to answer this question. Very difficult to answer, right? I mean, what will happen tomorrow? It's a completely event news-driven market at all-time highs. And if you actually, on a more serious note, look at what is happening globally. Fed is coming out with some news bites. You have commentary from, the Japanese central bank. You have commentary from Eurozone that's coming in. Then you have oil moving all over the place. So it's very difficult overall macroeconomically to pinpoint and say, that this is going to happen. And add to that, one of the biggest policy related events, which is elections ongoing, practically a month and a day from now. Today is the 3rd, so just 4th of June. So a month from now, you have the outcome that is going to decide the next 5 years of policy making, etc. So markets, in my opinion, should be uncertain over the next 4 weeks.
Okay.
So Abhishek, I have this theory that why such corrections happen, and it's Friday and people want to party, and obviously markets are the best place to raise money, because profit which is in the book should move from the book to the bank, and from bank to the credit card for payment for tonight's party. But be that as it may, these kind of moves happen. I'm sure the overall construct of the bull market remains in place. A 1 percentage point dip on the Nifty or a 1.2 percentage point dip on the Nifty IT index is no cause for concern. And these are good times for Indian equities. These red marks are more than welcome. They allow new people to come in, and for people who've rallied from 21,780 to 22,800, for them to foot the bill and enjoy the party. I'm sure you are also going for an evening party today. So am I, and perhaps so is Sakshi. But let's look at the markets in particular. Just 6 hours ago, we were desperate for stocks to be purchased, and now we are just a bit circumspect. But I'm sure you will be having a very good list of stocks that you think should be a part of your long-term portfolio. Some of them, if those names you can share.
So, like I always say, I don't usually, talk about specific stocks, but we'll talk generally about the sectors and the themes. I think one very important theme for the next maybe 3 to 5 years or beyond, in my opinion, is manufacturing. If I look around us globally, what is happening at the macro level, even at business level, I was speaking to a promoter of a company yesterday who went into engineering manufacturing, and lot of inquiries, from from the Western world, and these are not very big players, right? These are small, mid-sized players in India, and if they are seeing such traction in terms of inquiries, it just tells you that there is a lot of hunger, or there is a lot of demand that is there in this space. And I think we're just at the beginning stages. Valuations of some of the established names may be slightly richer, but I think the runway for growth uh, in terms of capabilities, in terms of what we build for India and outside for exports, in terms of manufacturing, engineering, cap goods, is the opportunity size is very, very large.
Mr. Basumallick, if you could tell us, what do you make of the recent run-up that we saw in the entire auto space after the sales came in, some of the numbers also came in. Does this space have steam now to continue on the upward trend?
I would think so. I mean, maybe uh, just the passenger, the cars, passenger vehicles may be slightly, people may have bought the stocks earlier. But otherwise, if you look at, say, the commercial vehicles, if you look at the other spaces, uh, growth has been really strong. Managements have been giving good guidance. Uh, Overall, also, as the economy, in fact, yesterday I was listening to, Dabur management talking about beginning of pickup in the rural economy. If, once these things start playing out over, say, the next 6 months to 12 months, and hopefully if the monsoon is good, we should see traction in two-wheelers, in three-wheelers, in CVs, tractors, all of these spaces. And I think passenger vehicles continues to do well, but maybe some of it is priced in. But in the CV space, I think it looks quite interesting.
You did say that, of course, there is a hope that the monsoons will be good. But as of now, the current state is that we are facing heat wave, and the power prices on the exchanges have already notched up in just about 1 month with the kind of heat wave that we are seeing. How are you looking at this entire power space then, which has been in the thick of action again? I remember a long time back you were talking about stocks like Genus Power, which have doubled from the time that you had shared with us. Do you still feel that there is enough and more that investors can continue to draw from such names, be it power financiers, be it the power producers, the entire spectrum of this space?
See, I mean, what is happening is, if you look at any over a period of time when a country progresses, or when the per capita income starts going up, one of the first things that starts showing maturity is power consumption. So you'll get higher power consumption per capita. Now, that requires investment and consumption throughout the value chain, right from producing power to distribution to smart meters, wires, the entire spectrum should do well. The other big thing that is happening nowadays is power demand that is going to potentially come in from data centers, right? And we are seeing how much data as a nation we are consuming, and the more and more data centers we see coming up in India, power consumption is going to also significantly go up. So overall demand for power is headed much higher. So the entire space should do well. You have to be able to pick your spots based on your risk assessment, how much what kind of stocks you like, and or what do you understand in that space. But I think, again, this is a space that is potentially going to do well over the next 2 to 3 years.
Okay. It's the power sector that was aflame with gains all of this week. Stocks such as Tata Power, NTPC were at record highs, as also CESE. Apart from power producers, you had power financiers such as RECL, Power Finance Corporation, and a host of auto ancillary power ancillaries that hit record highs in the past 4 trading sessions. We'll just take a mild detour into the markets, ladies and gentlemen. The Nifty is still down 200 points, 22,430 for you. The stocks that are pulling the index lower are Reliance, down 2.5% and contributing a negative 65 points. L&T 2.9%. Pulling the Nifty down by 30 points. HDFC Bank has a negative contribution of 18 points. Bharti Airtel 16 points and Maruti of course 11 points lower. Stocks that are in the positive territory within the Nifty, and that is Coal India. Again, this is a power theme. There is a huge demand for electricity in India in the month of April, as also in the coming 2 or 3 months there is an intense heat wave across the country, and all air conditioners, all coolers, all fans are in top speed and they are being run by power. Therefore, coal is a necessity. The company has also reported a very strong set of numbers. The counter is up 3%. It's contributing a minor 8 points to the Nifty's green tick. Grasim Reddy's, Shree Cement and ONGC are the other stocks that are doing pretty well. The Nifty almost near its day's low, which was 22,380. Let's see whether it shuts shops. Abhishek, remaining with this investment theme, you've discussed power, you've discussed auto, you've thrown some light on Dabur as well. Anything in the mid-cap and the small-cap space which you think should be on sensible buy lists for the medium term, say 2-3 years? Both these indices, the small cap and the mid cap index, rose for 6 successive trading sessions to record highs.
See, I have always believed that we should not differentiate companies based on market cap, because my personal belief is, if you are a management or a promoter of a company, you don't get up in the morning, go to office, thinking that my stock is a mid cap or my stock is a large cap and hence I will behave differently. So what as investors we should be doing is we should be looking at businesses, their growth prospects, their overall strategy. Does the industry really have a tailwind, etc.? I mean, so that is what I think we should be looking at. Again, I mean, the sectors that we spoke about, other than that, railways again continues to do well. I think the railway stocks probably has not done much for the last few months. But if I look at the government focus on railways, it's continues to be very, very strong. And just logically, if you think that with more and more cities and towns coming up with demand for metros, the need for fast and reliable, good public transport will always be there. And this is an area which is very visible and very easy to put capex in, and I think that is what the focus is. So that's again another area. Again, a number of stocks across market caps, most of them in the mid cap space. I continue to like a lot of them.
Right. And Abhishek, your view on how GST collections have moved, 2.10 lakh crore for the month of April. Where do you think will the average GST collection be for FY25?
I honestly, I don't have the numbers with me, but I think it's continuously going up as it should. The only hope is that, more and more, as the government gets more and more GST, they should sort of try and rationalize direct income tax. That is the only hope as a taxpayer, that we would have.
Okay. Mr. Basumallick, also wanted to understand from you, as far as HFCL is concerned, the numbers have just come in, so we'll just ask your view on that and the entire telecom space as well. HFCL has reported a margin of 14.8% that has grown substantially from 10.7%. The profit for the company has grown 53% to 110 crores. The revenue, however, has slipped 7.5% in this year, and EBITDA has jumped about 26% to about 195 odd crores. we did see the entire telecom space abuzz with action when Vodafone Idea's FPO was around the corner, and subsequently over the next 5-10 days as well. How are you looking at the entire space, and within that HFCL, how do you read the numbers?
So first of all, I don't track HFCL, so won't be able to comment on it. But in general, I think telecom. Personally, I don't get very enthused right now. We have two players. Vodafone, if they continue, if they are able to sort of pose a turnaround, maybe we'll have three players. Nothing much, happening in that space. It's like a regulated utility in the way I see it. So not too exciting for me to sort of do a lot of analysis on it.
Okay. Is pharma or healthcare on your top radar as of now? We've been seeing some of the stocks that are buzzing, like Biocon is coming back in action. Apollo Hospitals has been continuously been in strength. Laboratory stocks, some of them like Divis, they've been coming back in flavor. How are you looking at the entire story right now?
Really like pharma. I've been talking about pharma for I think at least the last 6 months. Again, in pharma, you have to pick your companies because the difference between one company and the other is very, there's a lot depending on the market, depending on the kind of business. So you need to be able to pick which kind of pharma stock you're looking at, whether you're looking at API or CDMO or formulations. Again, if formulations, then whether they are India specific, whether they are global, etc., etc. But I think pretty much most of these players should do well. There was a time post-COVID when the inventory piling up had happened. That is now sort of getting over. So next 1 year should be good for most pharma companies.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost 3 p.m. We have about 32 minutes of market left. Mr. Basumallick, thank you so much for your time and views, and especially on the fact that at 12 o'clock people want to exit the party without paying the bill, and some of them have successfully done that today. But the markets are there for the real long term, and I'm sure those who haven't paid the bill this year or this time, they will pay it for the next time. Have a nice evening and have a nice day. We are now